Hello. I want your police officers to know that I really did report you to multiple police agencies all over the United States. I reported you to the FBI when I was in Vietnam. They were the FBI from Cambodia. I reported your crimes, all over the world, even in the Dubai airport. Everybody took notice. You will not do nothing but make me homeless. That's why you're in some trouble. You just laugh in my face and mock me instead of doing your job. This video is very important. It's about the 9/11, September 11th, 2001 attacks. Um, Around the time after the attacks, I went over to Chris Christian's house. He lived up in Edmond, Oklahoma. So I went to Edmond, Oklahoma, and I took him. I took a guitar to show him that I just bought. It's this red guitar. It's a beautiful guitar. I bought it, and I went up there, and I was trying to show off, but he had this piece of junk Jackson guitar, and I was like, "Why don't you have a better guitar?" He said, "Man, I'm only a cook. I don't have any money." So I gave him that red guitar. I said, what I did was I said, if you find something, I'll trade you. You keep your guitar. I'll trade you something. So he found a piece of junk motherboard I knew could never be fixed. So I got ahead and took that motherboard and I gave him that red guitar. That guitar was a $640 guitar. I paid $640 for, I gave it to him for a piece of junk, motherboard. But in return, what he did was he showed me a picture of this piece of trash, Corey Butler, and his mother, that piece of trash, Diane Butler, standing in front of the World Trade Towers. And they were holding a sign that said, September 12th, 2001, we finally got you, Brad. I wonder what that meant because they say the September 11th, 2001 attacks happened. And if they knew about this before it happened, why did we have, the attacks? And then why did we have, the war in Afghanistan? What are you covering up, Corey Butler? I also want to mention that this person is Jared Butler, and he's related to Corey Butler. He still lives at the hardware, at least I think he does. This person is Erin Price. She's related to Chris Christian. She's also related to Vince, the FBI agent from Thackerville, Oklahoma, who knew I was being hypnotized by Harvey Burkhart from the year 2000 to the year 2001. Now, two events took place in the year 2001 in which Harvey Burkhart knows is either real or fake. Now, I know Dale Earnhardt faked his death. I saw him get out of the race car with my own eyes. After that, they said he died on impact. And everybody started yelling and screaming at me for some reason. I didn't do nothing wrong. People who did something wrong is the people who made this happen. This is illegal. It's illegal to hypnotize somebody, place storage in his mind, and then make a man homeless and try to torture him so the police can find a reason to arrest a person. It's against the law. Against the law. So anyway, these are the people that I know that September 11th attacks were fake or real, but they got ahead and let Afghanistan war happen, which was a $3 trillion war, most expensive war we ever had, and a 20-year war. And Mike Portnoy, the drummer for Dream Theater, he knows about it too because he's related to a police officer from Carter County, Oklahoma. The Calgers. Mike Calger's dad was a highway patrol. He lived in Lone Grove at one time. Then he lived in Dixon. He's friends with Danny Searcy's dad, Danny Searcy. Right after I got arrested, April 9th, 2022, by the Ardmore police, two people messaged me. One was Chris Christian, one was Danny Searcy. Everybody else pretended they didn't know anything when everybody just laughs in my face. They know. They're just laughing like it's funny. It's illegal to fake someone's daughter's death, use hypnosis on someone to erase a memory, and then hide the truth. It's illegal to deprive a person of their life, liberty, or property without the due process of law. Lynching is illegal. It's illegal to lynch a person. If I had committed a crime, I would have been in jail. I would not have been hypnotized and brainwashed by Harvey Burkhart. What you've done is against the law. Anyway, I'm just letting you know that. Another thing is, this right here is a real Wikipedia site that documents that the album Live Scenes from New York was released on September 11th, 2001 with that album cover. Impossible for them to make that album cover art and then have it released that morning on that when the attacks happened. It's impossible to have it all over the United States and then pull them off the shelves. This is proof that, they were selling it in Japan while the attacks were happening. In Japan, they were selling this album while the attacks were happening. Dream Theater can't get out of that. Chris Christie can't get out. Air Price and the FBI agent from Marlboro Company can't get out. Carter County Police, you can't get out of it. Dallas, Texas, you guys can't get out of it. I've made sure you can't lie. I've made sure I've tried to report the crimes. I've also have witnesses from all your citizens and your police and civil rights attorneys. Everybody's watching you hide the truth about my daughter being alive so your police can torture me so you can try to find a reason to arrest me. Meanwhile, you're making me homeless again. Thanks a lot, you piece of trash. I'm going to prosecute you to the full extent of the law for what
You're
you've
going to
done.
go to jail, Sheriff Bryant, you piece of trash.